And welcome back to Hannity. Police unions in New York City are outraged over a piece of legislation that they say will prevent officers from doing their jobs effectively. Now, the bill that's called the Community Safety Act is aimed at ending discriminatory policing and, if enacted, would prohibit officers from identifying a suspect's age, gender, race, color, disability, and the list goes on. Now, the NYPD Captains Endowment Association blasted the bill with this ad in the New York Post yesterday asking, quote, how effective is a police officer with a blindfold on? Here to debate it, former NYPD detective Bo Dietl, and from the New York Civil Rights Coalition, Michael Myers. Isn't that one of the most basic things you ask? Is the suspect, like in the case of Zimmerman, white, black, Hispanic, tall, what is he wearing? What kind of car they're in? Do you know, train?
Let me go first, because I think this is on the part of the ad by the police. It's a cheap shot and it's cheap rhetoric. It is not the case. The bill does not do that. In fact, if somebody is a witness and they come up to a police officer and says, the guy just robbed me, he's Hispanic, he's young, he's wearing a white T-shirt, he's in his 20s, and he has blue jeans on, a police officer can act on that tip. Moreover, that doesn't really help because, you know, when you talk about bringing it home and looking for the usual suspects, my analogy is like the Tea Party. The Tea Party and conservative groups do not want to be singled out for special scrutiny simply because of their group.
Let's say somebody commits a carjacking in New York and they described him as, well, the guy looked like bin Laden and he was a tall guy and he was, what if you say that? I mean, what if I'm just
be on the lookout is one thing, but guess what? The person I just described, that's half of Washington Heights.
Wait a second. The way the bill is defined here is
Have you read the bill?
It's an act in a way.
Have you read the bill?
Where you cannot give the gender, you cannot give the height, the weight, a male black, male Hispanic. Look at.
Have you read the bill?
I was a detective.
Have you read the bill? Answer yes or no.
And when it was two white guys that were robbing Chinese restaurants.
I will ask one more time.
Let me finish.
Have you read the bill?
Guys, one at a time. We already had one big fight tonight.
Listen to me, Mike.
Yeah.
I was a cop and a detective up in your neighborhood, serving the black community of Harlem for many years. If I had two white guys that were robbing Chinese restaurants in Harlem, I'd put an all-points bulletin out, be on the lookout for two white guys in a car with North Carolina plates, and that's what I expect you to pull over, not the black community people that are up there.
First of all, I do not live in Harlem.
Well,
I used to live in Harlem. I was born and raised in Harlem. So I know about crime, I know about suspects, and I know that a thug is a thug, and a punk is a punk, and I don't care what color he is.
Right.
But when you describe somebody as Hispanic, I want to ask you, how does a Hispanic look like? What does he look like? Is he George Zimmerman? For example, who is also white, and he's Hispanic?
Michael.
But answer my question.
As a detective, if I see a male black, he's different than a male white. What I mean, what do we come from another planet? I'm supposed to say it's a Homo sapien on the corner?
How about Hispanic? What does Hispanic look like?
A light-skinned Hispanic. If I get a description
is that George Zimmerman?
No,
he was white.
You're a male black with a scraggly beard.
How about the Boston Marathon bombers?
Michael,
what color were they?
Michael, you know what
there was a big debate about their color. But you never answered the question.
On the corner?
Well, that's what they want you to describe.
You never answered the question whether or not you'd read the bill.
Wait a second.
If you read the bill,
did you work as a policeman ever, Michael? I worked in your community.
Answer my question. It's not my community.
Guys,
you used to live there.
Thank you. Coming up next.
You didn't read the bill.
We need